Welcome back, everyone, to another week of Shonen Junk. My name's Ben, and I'm with my co-host,
Edgar.
Welcome, Edgar. Welcome.
Good to be
our
back.
First ever tier list.
This could be
list.
saucy.
Oui, mon ami.
Chairs will be thrown. Arguments will be had.
Yeah.
Maybe. Who
just,
knows?
I just wanted to say, we tried to do this before, and we tried to do an English accent, but now we've tried to do French.
Yeah. We're just gonna try to appropriate every accent in the world.
Next one will be German. But yeah, great.
You'll have one up on me on that because I'm not German and you are.
Right. Exactly. So this week, obviously, we're doing shonen anime tropes. So that is going to be our big thing this week.
Nice.
So Edgar, let's just jump straight into it. Number one, what do you think about transformations, Edgar?
I really like them. For the most part, it's a great way to show a character's progression in power and how they hold themselves in terms of pride or courage and whatnot. You also get really cool character designs, like really unique character designs. That's
great.
It's not just outfits. Sometimes they get like a different look. They get they're enveloped or something.
Frieza's final transformation in Dragon Ball is my favorite villain design ever.
Yeah, I think the only argument, and this is mainly specific with Dragon Ball, and it's usually talked about a lot. Like it's sometimes when you have characters that have transformations over and over again, it's like how many has he? And it's talking about Goku. How many times has this guy been had transformations and and it's not the only anime to do that. But that's my only gripe with it. But in the most part, when they happen, at least for the first time, it's great. Yeah, it's usually huge hype moments that you have.
Yeah, and it's used to further a lot of plot points, especially with Attack on Titan. The Titan transformation is the whole reason why all the plot points happened, so that was great. Also, of course, Goku transforming into Super Saiyan 1 is the biggest anime moment in history for me. So,
for you.
Yeah.
Emphasis on for you. So, but I would put it up there. I would put it up there.
Yeah, love it. Yeah,
love it.
Great, awesome. Attack announcements.
I like this one. By a lot of people, its biggest argument is that not every attack needs an announcement.
Yeah.
And not just because it's because sometimes it goes hand in hand with explaining what the attack is.
Yeah.
And and most time when you're reading or watching, why are you giving it away, bro? I'm about to do my serious punch in this general direction. I'm bro, you just gave the plan away. So why would you say that?
Right.
But most of the times when they're used well, it's I don't know, they're just cool moves that are usually done. For example, All Might's smashes.
United States, yeah. And it leads to moments that are usually the climax of that arc or the story in general, because even Deku going 100%, when he said 100% all for one, or all for one for all, against Overhaul. And the final Kamehameha against Broly in the Broly movie.
They're mini transformations, if you would say, because they're another way of showing this is how far I've gotten. I had this smaller attack, but then there's this attack, and you're oh, but that's way better now. And sometimes they could be used very funnily, Shinra's Bancho Man, when he adds mans to his attacks, or Saitama's serious punch.
Yeah,
those are super great. So I would say that I like them.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would put them in love it or awesome majority of the time.
Awesome majority of the time?
Yeah.
Because there are a couple stinkers.
Yeah, they could be overused, or they could be obviously bro, why you're giving it away, man.
Stop.
Yeah, but I do like them.
Great. All right. Next up, training montages.
Training montages.
And arcs, sorry.
Yeah.
Training montages and arcs.
I preferably don't like montages, and they tend to be glossed over because they are a montage and you don't see...
Yeah.
I like arcs. I like training arcs a lot.
Mm.
My main one is Hunter x Hunter. You see in the Great Island arc, they usually have they had a plot over it. So there was a reason why they were there and why they were training, and it's done very well and super extensive. I personally like them. How do you feel about them?
Personally, I like montages better. I usually like my training arcs to happen over the span of an episode. And then we just move on to the crux of the story. Because more recently, I've been reading a lot of stuff that are really, really fast paced, like Hell's Paradise and Jujutsu Kaisen. However, I'm not against a training arc. Right now, I'm reading My Hero Vigilantes is going through a training arc. So I don't think they're bad, but I think that they are a stepping stone that can usually be shortened.
Yeah.
However, like this is a for me this is a mixed bag, but it can be awesome majority of the time. But it's awesome a lot of the times.
Yeah.
But I think there has been a couple of stinkers where I'm just like, oh my god, like let's get moving on.
Would you say My Hero, the training camp, that was a training arc, kind of, right?
Yeah, but that's also the arc. That's all one arc. When All Might smashes.
Technically, that entire at least for that
take that out of context.
At least for most of the show, it's like training arcs because it's a school and they're learning. So
yeah, exactly.
They have great moments, but I guess there's no real training arc.
So what do you think, Edgar? Awesome majority of the time, mixed bag. Yeah,
I would say it's on the low end of awesome majority of the time, or high end of mixed bag. We'll probably mix it around a bit.
I agree.
As we move forward.
I agree. Hearing thoughts or monologuing during a fight.
Oh boy. This also gets like argued a lot against because of people saying like, oh my god, enough talking. Let's just get to the fighting. Why are you having these monologues in your head? This realistically wouldn't happen. But realistically, you technically have thoughts, but they go like 1 second, like they happen in 1 second. But it helps explain what's going on in the fight.
And this is why like animation, I like this because animation is different. It's a different medium. So these stuff this stuff you can't do in live action without making it extremely cheesy. But in animation, with its camera angles, with like its slow motion, it's cool, Yeah. However, there are some times where you're just like, oh my god, like especially recently, like with Fire Force, we've seen a fight that just
where it has no dialogue,
or monologues. It's great, and it's awesome.
Yeah. So
I think Jujutsu Kaisen is the best at explaining its attacks, but also we need to talk about how in manga, it's hard to read some of these battle scenes.
Horikoshi, we're looking at you. Some of those My Hero chapters. Yeah. We're reading, and
it's not just Horikoshi. Like Oda specifically recently, his fights have gotten a little bit messy, but it's Oda, so we don't care,
Yeah. Sometimes those dialogues are needed. Otherwise, we have no idea what happened.
Exactly.
Sometimes, because like, wow, this art looks pretty, but like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So
you think mixed bag?
Yeah, mixed bag.
I agree. Mixed bag. All right, tournament arcs. What do we think? I'm just gonna put it up on Love It already.
I love it. Right? It introduces new characters. Yep. You get different dynamics with those new characters. Though your main characters get a wake up call, like, oh crap, because like in the moment you're like, oh yeah, he's gonna be number one. He's gonna be the most powerful. Like he's already better than like a lot of people. But then you get like introduced these characters like, oh, he's not the best. He's not that as good as you think. Yeah. And it's cool. You get to see new powers. You get to see new characters, and you get those fights and. You get fights against heroes that you normally don't get.
Yeah. You get, heroes that you don't normally see fight, And I think that tournament arcs are really good way to make the hero step above, like in Dragon Ball, right? When the first Budokai Tenkaichi happens, he's ready to face the Red Ribbon Army. When the second Budokai Tenkaichi happens, he's ready to face Piccolo. When the third happens, he's ready to face the Saiyans. Yeah. So it's a great way to lead into the next one. And I think Dragon Ball, in my opinion, has the best tournament arcs, especially with Tien Shinhan, introducing Tien Shinhan, Piccolo, Jackie Chun, all of these.
That's an actor.
No, but Jackie Chun is like the alter ego of Roshi.
Okay.
He's there to like teach them humility and feed them. Yeah. And so we think it's great. Do you think it's better or worse than Transformations? I think it's worse.
Just slightly.
Just slightly, yeah.
Yeah, but some of your best moments are in these stories are from the tournament arcs. You get Deku versus Todoroki, and you get
what a fight!
The Black Bulls ganging up on Finral's brother during their tournament arc.
Goku versus Piccolo.
Yeah,
in
so
the original Dragon Ball.
I mean, I would put it under Transformations, but in the mind, in the just
Goku
saying,
going Ultra Instinct in the Tournament of Power. Let's go.
Yeah, I like it. I'm not saying that it's like worse. It's just not as, some are just like not as good. But I would put it in the awesome majority of the time.
Yeah, I agree.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. You mean Love It, right?
Yeah, Love It.
Yeah, you put it Love It. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, me too. Non-existent or dead parents.
Oh boy.
I think we could just
I don't have any feelings about this.
I would say mixed bag. I think,
I mean, it doesn't really have that much of an effect. It's just they're just used to like, because like realistically, parents like get in ways where they have opinions. Not that that they shouldn't. But it's just when in terms of story, you get like. I mean, they can be used well. It's just that they just generally aren't there because you're not gonna use them.
But I also think it's so fascinating when animes have parents. Like Mob Psycho has both set of parents, and they're very respectful and very supportive. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, this is so bizarre. Like
also, and the Disastrous Life of Psyche, they have like one of the funniest parents. Like they're so funny. Yeah. So when they're used, they're used pretty well. But the main reason why they're not like in the picture is to have that automatic like, oh, I feel bad for them, or they have a tragic backstory, or they're just not there, and you kind of have to sympathize with them, kind of like with Harry Potter and his. That's not an anime or manga, but like no, it's in fiction. It's fiction. It's an easy way, and I say easy not as in like cheating, but it's an easy way to get you to
get
feel
the
empathetic
on your side.
Yeah, to feel empathetic for that character, and that's.
I agree.
But I never seen one use like a wow, that's bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Jiren and Dragon Ball. But
okay.
Yeah. There are a couple that I can think of.
Where's Deku's dad?
Who is Deku's dad?
Yeah.
He might not even matter to the story, but yeah. Anyway, the next one, the pervert character.
Oh my god. Yeah. I hate this
one. Yeah. Please stop doing
Mineta, this. I hate.
Or I don't know.
Well, see, Mineta like is annoying, but like he's funny at times because of how absurd he is.
Funny.
But I absolutely hate Meliodas from Seven Deadly Sins. He's a cool character, but when he's perverted, and like, oh my god, I want to punch him so bad because like all he does is fondle with his with Elizabeth, which is like the main. They're like shipped together. They're the couple, and like even though she loves him and he loves her, it's just so annoying, bro. Yeah. I hate it.
Okay, so like in One Piece, Sanji could be the second or third, maybe even the best character in One Piece, in my opinion. If he wasn't,
is he that perverted? But I know he's a simp. I know he's known as a simp.
But he's also pervert. He is a simp. If he was just a simp, it would be fine. But it can be creepy at times, like him peeking in at girls. I feel like is just not in his character, because his whole character is about respecting women.
Roshi's perverted too,
yes,
right?
Roshi's perverted, and it was funny in Dragon Ball, but now it's just annoying. Now it's like I would say it's done poorly almost every time. You think so?
Yeah, it's a real eye roller and groaner. I would. Yeah, please stop doing this. I mean, it's really not
funny.
It's funny,
but just go off it. Just stop it just a little bit. Yeah. You know, just pull back. You know.
Yeah, I would say on the high end of please stop doing this, or on the low end of done.
Like you can have Sanji like reacting like this to females, but don't make him creepy. You know. Like, it's because a lot of time it's done creepy. You know.
Yeah, done poorly almost every time is a good place to put it.
Yeah, the silent cool guy.
Yeah, I'm looking at you, Todoroki, or
Megumi,
or
There's so many.
I'm trying to think of one, or that. There's literally
Piccolo can be a silent cool guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just they're everywhere, and they're kind of bait husbandos.
They're the ones that when the popularity poll comes out, they're number one all the time.
Yeah, just because like they're usually pictured as the bad boy type. Because like they're like, oh, look at him, so cool, like, you know, he's all quiet.
I think this is bottom of mixed bag.
Yeah, because they're kind of cliche, and they're
so
like
cliche,
and it's like when people simp for them, it's like he has no personality most of the time.
It's like when people go to voice act for anime, like they either scream or they go, just watch out for me, you know, or something like that.
Or they're Sasuke. How can I forget about Sasuke? He's he's such
Sasuke
a like
the bit. Yeah,
he's like probably
he's the
biggest
archetype for this.
Yeah, he really is the archetype for this type of character, and it's just like a real. And we're not judging their character as a whole. We're just describing like this trait that's used throughout these characters, and I think it's real. It's obvious. It's like it's an easy way to make them like a character in a way that I don't like, because it's. I
agree, man. Like there's so many other ways, but I like Megumi is like
a better end of this.
Yeah, he uses it like it's a way to show his character development, which is fine. Like, but when it's that's all who they are,
Yeah.
is when it really grinds my gears, because no human being is ever just a cool silent guy.
The better end of this trait is when you see the moments when they're like happy. That's like the better end.
And Megumi, we see him like angry, like a psychopath.
Levi would be in this category too. I think he's a better end of these.
But
these
yes, no,
characters.
Levi's different, because Levi's silent cool guy is to show his leadership, but in reality, sometimes we see his moments, you know. But yeah, I love Levi.
No.
What's next? The Crier and Whiner.
I can name one, Deku, but he doesn't. I don't have that much of a problem as much as with people.
But he's not. What I'm talking about is like the Crier and Whiner, like Zenitsu. Like that's his character.
Oh, okay, I see.
Like that's his character. Done poorly almost every time, I would say.
Yeah, it's annoying. I mean, you could put Deku in this category. That's not all he is, but people, I know a lot of people who would like to put Deku in this category.
Oh,
who is
perverted or worse?
Who's in that picture? Who is that?
I don't know. I just found an anime girl who was crying.
Okay, well,
but also we need to talk about how it's interesting that I bring up an anime girl, because Criers and Whiners, there's a lot of like anime females who their whole job is to cry and whine.
And here's the thing, and it's not like a wow, that's sexist. It's just it's usually more annoying when the guys do it for some reason. I don't know why. Not just because like girls and you feel sad for them, but it's usually just handled better with girls. But when guys do it, it's just not that they're supposed to be manly. It's just when they do it with guys, they go like overboard and like and it's like, oh my god, bro. And
it's fine. It's fine most of the time.
And the only cool moments about these tropes is that when they're cool and serious, it's like, oh, this is like wait, this is an exact opposite of what we have. But yeah, it really is.
But you get it most of the time, because like Tanjiro's, like his whole family was slaughtered in front of him, so I get when he cries. But Deku, sometimes I'm like, dude, why are you crying? Like,
I would also put Mineta in this category too, because he's technically
he's a crier and whiner. Yeah, he definitely is. Who's that one guy, the big guy in Fire Force? He's a whiner.
Oh yeah, the guy with the nuke, or the guy, the missile guy.
He's a whiner.
Yeah, he's a whiner.
It's almost done poorly almost every time. Sometimes it's done well, but it's
does Dragon Ball have one on that?
Gohan at the beginning, but it furthers his character development, so that's a good. Like
How
I
about
said,
One Piece?
Like I said, One Piece. Yeah, but there are a couple characters in like specific arcs. I guess you could say Chopper is kind of whiny. Usopp's also kind of whiny, but they're whiny in the sense that's kind of endearing. It's not their character, you know. But yeah. Anyway, time jumps.
This usually happens in the end. Well, they don't always happen in the end. I know
we have two separate. We have one for time jumps, and then we have one for ending time jumps.
Okay, and this is not the ending one, right?
No, this is not the ending one.
I like these. I
think it's awesome majority of the time.
I see. There's a lot in Twin Star Exorcist, and it's like, and they're used like you not only get to see them older and and they have like they've changed and they're more powerful, but it's also like they're understandable to like, okay, it's true, we didn't really need to see what happens, and Black Clover has one, and it's like a cool separation. Like it usually happens with characters separating. Like, I'll see you, like, in blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And when they reunite.
That's great.
And then when they build up to them reuniting, it's like, it's absolutely, like, it's just, and they're
great.
They're done really well.
That's great. I really like One Piece's time jump. A lot of people don't like it for some reason, but I think it's great. I think all the character designs were improved except for maybe Frankie, because now he just looks like a giant, like, massive like robot football player.
He's the guy with the with Minecraft hands, right?
Yeah, he's the guy with Minecraft hands. I liked his first design better, but I understand it. I like almost every time jump. I kind of wish that My Hero had a time jump.
We thought there was going to be one of them.
I thought for a long time there was going to be one, but sometimes it's disappointing when one doesn't have one, because it's like you get to see them grow, and it's just a good storytelling element. But now we go to ending time jumps, which I'm sorry, I'm putting it straight into done poorly almost every time.
Yeah, because they're kind of, because they tend to like, and this happens a lot in specifically romance. Well, it happens in a lot of shonen too, but I hate it the most when it's in romance anime, because what happens is, and I've read like 3 romance mangas where they like, the couple confesses to each other, and and then they like you want to see them together, and then they skip and they're like, oh yeah, we got married, or like, oh yeah, today's the wedding day. I'm like, why can't we just see it?
Yeah.
And it even happens in regular shonen, like, and it happened in Dr. Stone. It's like,
Demon
oh yeah,
Slayer.
this happened. Yeah, it happens in Demon Slayer.
It happens at the end of the original Dragon Ball.
It didn't piss me off that much in Demon Slayer, but it the better end of this, even when it's done right, you feel it's bittersweet in a way. Like, I wish we just got to see more.
Well, Fire Force did a good job of this.
They did do a good job. I was satisfied at the end of this.
I think the only way you can get away with this, and there's a lot of stories that do this, and it kind of always rubs me the wrong way that they do this. I feel like it's just a cheap way of ending your story. But the good way of doing this is you have a couple of chapters with your character first, and then you can do a time jump. But yeah, I think it's done poorly almost every time. I'm tempted to put it in Please Stop Doing This because it is so overdone that it is.
I would put it at the low end of done poorly almost every time, at least for now.
I agree. Yeah. Explaining your power to the enemy.
Yeah.
Please stop doing this. Please stop.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
I don't like it. Please stop doing this.
Please stop doing this. This was one of the reasons.
The only time I've seen this done well is Pride in Seven Deadly Sins, because it's such a cool moment, because the whole point of this character is that admits his name is I don't know what his name is, but he's a sin of pride, and like his whole thing is that I am the strongest in this world, and he explains what his power is because he just knows that he's gonna win.
But it's just like it's one of the reasons why I got so angry with Fire Force was because the heroes were getting beat up, and the guy would be like, my fire type is one that
it's usually
gets
the villains
extinguished by water, and they're like, oh well, we gotta find some water, and then they win, and I'm like, what are you doing?
It's usually villains that do it, and because it's like the easiest way to find a way for the heroes.
It just makes me so angry, and it's like even my hero, because after Present Mike like explains the quirk, for some reason all the main heroes know what the quirk is now. So they're like, it's just I hate it.
I feel like of all people, Eraserhead, he should have never explained his quirk to anybody.
It should be silent. It should be kept a secret forever.
Yeah, it should have. That could have been done well, but he tells the students, and like if you were a spy, like in the students, he would have, or if he just told anybody, it's a dead giveaway. That's like the easiest way to beat him. But yeah.
The female character beating up the main character who can bench press a planet for comic relief.
So like this goes hand in hand with the tsunderes, like the ones Bulma is one like that, right?
Nami does it all the time, literally all the time. Like
Sakura
people who are destroying islands, she beats up.
Yeah, Sakura does this. It's usually tsunderes that do this. It's just like a ha ha ha.
I just put it in, I think, mixed bag because it's funny, but also you're kind of like, that shouldn't happen.
Noelle does this. I can name a billion characters. They always do this.
No, bottom of mixed bag.
Yeah,
come on now. The crazy hair.
I'm assuming that's the Yu-Gi-Oh one, right? I'm trying to think of crazy hair. Saitama's, whoa, man.
Whoa, crazy. Krillin.
All Might's hair is like, doesn't make any sense. It's like, how much gel does he have to put in that?
It might be the sparks, like in his, because he has sparks with one.
Does Mineta even have hair?
Yeah, he does.
I just want to imagine it's like
maybe
plastic.
His scalp. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know think about it. It
Crazy,
doesn't really bother me.
Yeah,
it's
mixed
like,
bag.
Yeah.
But like top of it, because some hair can go really well. Like I really like his design.
Yeah, I would say that that technically, at least back then, Goku's hair was like considered crazy because of how ridiculously large and spiky it was.
But now it's iconic.
Yeah.
But yeah. Tragic backstories.
These can be used really well, but they are used a lot, like Sasuke's backstory or Todoroki's, or they also, or just main characters in general, like Tanjiro. Sometimes they aren't revealed in the first episodes, or sometimes they're just hidden for you to discover later. And usually I prefer those because like it draws intrigue to those characters, like they're mysterious and you don't know what happened.
I will always say the mark of a good mangaka is somebody who holds on to a backstory until they absolutely need to use it. Don't like when you're a storyteller, don't let the audience know that you know everything, right? let the audience be like, well, what is it? What, like, why does he know that? What is his backstory?
Yeah, for
and
me,
then when it happens, it's like, oh, like Oda is really good at this because he gets people excited for backstories, you know?
Yeah, I think of Gojo.
Yeah.
I still haven't read the manga, but I'm super interested. I know there's a backstory that hasn't been explained yet. I've only seen up to the anime, so I know there's like a lot that we haven't seen yet, and I'm really intrigued to do it. So I would say when it's done well, it's done pretty well.
My Hero Academia is another big, like we just saw Shigaraki's backstory in the anime. It's really good.
That was probably one of the
top of awesome most of the time.
What's that other one right there? The
attack announcements.
What's the second one right there? Oh, training
montages and arcs.
Yeah, they're done. Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah. I think some of the best. Yeah, because it also furthers the storytelling element of past tragedies, call for present heroism.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah. The Airheaded MC.
Luffy,
Goku, Naruto.
Yeah, the big
Probably
three.
So million.
I don't know if Ichigo from Bleach. I don't know anything for that, so maybe he might be. But it's just really dumb. It's just, I mean, it's one of those things where like
sometimes
I can't.
It's
not
funny.
But it's like it's not like I'm mad about it, but it's never needed. Yeah. At least like you can do well without it. At least in my opinion, it's just like a why. Yeah. Why is he so dumb?
Yeah, I guess. Bottom of a mixed bag, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well,
like
above right there in the middle.
Yeah. Right there. Yeah, I agree. I love them, and I think they're funny, and I think Luffy is the best example of this. But you know,
sometimes it's charming.
Yeah. Sexual fan service. Can we just put this at the bottom?
Fan service.
Sexual fan service, not just fan service. Because I put sexual fan service because fan service can be like you can see Endgame, all the heroes coming back as.
Well, when we say fan service in anime, we never mean that.
Okay.
Well, so we're gonna assume that this is what you mean, like when the clothes fall off, or like when they're peeking at characters or whatever, specifically Tamaki.
Yeah.
I never get so mad at it. The only time I hate it when it's etchy, when it's an ecchi anime, you're gonna get it. So you can't be mad at when it happens in ecchi. It's usually when it happens in shonen specifically, like in My Hero with Mineta.
It almost made me drop Fire Force.
I don't feel that mad about it, specifically Tamaki, but I do not like it in most shonen. So yeah, I don't feel strongly about it, but it's never needed.
What do you think? Toppa, please stop doing this.
Wait, well, what's that other one right there?
The other one is explaining your attacks.
I might be the weird one, but I don't get that mad about fan service as much as explaining the attack. So I would just leave it above.
Okay.
Yeah. But I really do not like it.
I don't get mad at it. It just makes me be like, ugh. And when a show has so much of it, I'm just like, why don't. Like,
like why? Yeah, the only time I've seen it where it's like funny, or at least I find it somewhat enjoyable, or I don't know. In Soul Eater, it's weird because Fire Force and Soul Eater had the same author, and it was better handled in Soul Eater than it was in Fire Force. So only sometimes it's funny, but most of the time it just doesn't piss me off that much. Yeah. Only in the times where it's never used, like you never see it and it happens a lot, it does get annoying.
Yeah, I agree. War arcs. Top. I think the tippy top.
Yeah.
Probably.
I like them.
Like a lot of people think the best arc in One Piece is a war arc. A lot of people think I think the best arc in My Hero so far has been a war arc. Jujutsu Kaisen, you could call the Shibuya incident arc a war arc. I know
Naruto has a war arc, but I hear the Great Ninja War arc is not that good. But that's its own.
Fire Force's best arc is a war arc.
Yeah. It's usually when we talk about war arcs, it usually mean like big battles. It usually happens at the very climax, at least for the most part.
Yeah, it's this element of all these things coming together. You could like One Piece could be in a war. One Piece is in a war arc right now. One Piece has 2 war arcs, but like it's a culmination of all of this story. It's either a saga or it's the entire story, or maybe it's an act of the story just coming together, and it's just clashing the big figureheads all together. And it's just great. It's a great place to give big reveals. I think My Hero Academia is one of the best examples of this, especially with the paranormal liberation war arc.
That's a long name.
It is a long name.
But I do like it. I really do love them. And
better than Transformations? You think?
Well, I would only say that I find more problems, very small problems, in war arcs than I do in transformations. But you can leave it up there because the high is high.
I get you though, because most of the time the transformations happen within the war arcs, and that's like the highlight of it.
And there are usually not that much issues with transformations than you do in war arcs.
Yeah. Characters wearing the same clothes the entire show.
This isn't that much of an issue. It's just like a why.
Yeah.
But I don't blame him because like you have to draw these characters over and over again, and it's hard. Like I don't want to have to try to make different clothes for them.
A lot of people, especially recent mangakas, have been really good about like giving new outfits to their characters.
Yeah, regular clothes, like leisurely wear.
Yeah, like Horikoshi, I'm like, dude, how do you keep drawing these like new clothes?
He just gives Deku a shirt with a random print on it.
Yeah. Well, but he also gives him like drip, dude. Like I'm like, why is everybody in My Hero so drippy? Like, jeez.
Yeah. But you do eventually end up with characters that wear the same clothes.
Yeah. Mixed bag, you think?
Yeah. Mixed bag.
Yeah, right there.
Sometimes when they have cool outfits, you always want to see them wearing it, so it's usually not that much of a problem. It's just like it's just something you notice, and you're like, hey, why are you doing that?
The best frenemies.
Like rivals, right?
Yeah, but they're best friends, but they're also rivals, you know.
Would you count? But it's like rivals essentially, right?
Yeah.
Like
so
Bakugo
and Bakugo and Vegeta
or like
Goku.
Naruto and Sasuke.
Yeah, Naruto and Sasuke.
And Yuno and Asta. I think the better end of this is like examples like Yuno and Asta, because their rivalry starts out as wholesome all the way through, and it's done really well.
Hinata and Kageyama is a good. I feel like is a good one.
Yeah, they're done really well. And the most popular one is Naruto and Sasuke, but I would say that's like a toxic one. Not like written poorly, but like Sasuke just hates everyone, and he always doesn't like Naruto, and Naruto always like he doesn't like love Sasuke, but he's like always annoyed with them. So it's like that's kind of like the worst end of these types of things.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And everyone hated Bakugo at the very beginning, but it was really cool seeing his progression.
I feel like a lot of people liked Bakugo at the beginning, and they don't like him now. A lot of people are like, I've seen a lot of people be like, a lot of people are like, I related to Bakugo at the beginning. I was like, so you
when he was whining,
when he told somebody to go kill himself
to jump off a roof,
you related to him. Good job,
I like seeing the progressions between
My Hero
frenemies.
fans. Sorry.
Don't think about them. But these are when they're handled well, they have really cool moments, especially with the rivalry.
Bakugo and Deku get a bad rap because of the My Hero fandom.
Yeah,
always shipping them.
Yeah.
But I think the best My Hero movie was about their relationship.
Yeah,
so.
not the third one.
Yeah, no, not the third one.
The second one.
Yeah, I hate that one. What do you think? Top of mixed bag, or maybe done awesome majority of the time?
Yeah, what's that bottom one of the awesome majority?
Time jumps.
Put it below that.
Below that, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
The overtly angry dude.
Yeah, it's Bakugo again.
Yeah, it's
or
Bakugo.
It's gonna be
It's Bakugo right here.
Yeah, who's also angry?
Inosuke can be angry.
Yeah, Inosuke is angry, or what's his face from Black Clover, the batter guy who's in the what's his name?
Yeah, Thorfinn can be overtly angry at the beginning.
Yeah, but he's like charming. He's not when he's he's not always angry. He's just like always yelling, and he's like kind of like you know what I mean. This doesn't bother me that much. It's just like sometimes that's all you get with these types of characters.
Yeah, I think we should put it like right next to the shy dude.
Yeah.
Do you think the quiet guy is better than I think the angry guy is better than the quiet trope. Because I enjoy the yelling and screaming more than the I'm so cool,
Yeah, I guess. It's just with I guess. Yeah. I could say it. I have no arguments there.
All right. Glasses equal smart.
Well, how else are you gonna know if they're smart, Ben?
I know.
There's like no other way to know if they're smart.
So this is obviously like characters like Ida, like characters like
Kyoga from Oran High School Host Club, or who else has glasses? Does Maki from?
Maki has glasses. Yeah,
because she's smart.
She's smart. Yeah.
It just happens.
Every character with glasses is smart. I've not met a dumb character who doesn't have glasses.
I wish I could think of one, but I honestly can't.
I
it doesn't bother me.
It's a mixed bag, yeah.
It's a mixed bag.
Who cares?
Who is that? Is that Ida in that picture?
No, I don't know who that is. I think he might be from Evangelion.
Neon Genesis.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Too many characters. This is a huge shonen trope of too many.
Does One Piece handle this well? Because that's like
One Piece handles this very well because they have a cast of characters that are small and intertwined and that you love, but there is a span of thousands of characters, but they're all side/minor characters.
So they don't keep them all with the big group.
Yeah.
Dr. Stone is probably one of the worst ends.
The worst.
Because there's like, oh, new character, you're gonna be with us all the way through.
The worst of it all, like because it not only does it, I think, hinder the story, it hinders other character arcs.
Yeah.
I would say
done poorly most of the time.
Yeah, done poorly most of the time, but at the top because like too many characters, like because even like here's the thing, Dragon Ball has too many characters, and characters have been sidelined who are cool, like Piccolo, like Gohan, like Tien Shinhan. All these characters.
Yeah, and sometimes sometimes it seems like a mangaka wants to put in characters just for the sake of putting in characters, and you're like, this guy was like as bland as he possibly. Why did you even have to bother making him?
Yeah, exactly. Bad guy organizations / groups.
Yeah, so like villain groups or teams. So you have the I'm gonna get slandered for this. The Naruto, the Aksu. Oh my god, the Villain League, the
Paranormal Liberation Front from My Hero. Yeah. The White Clads from Fire Force.
The Akatsuki. It's like the big red cloud. Them. They're like super iconic, but I completely blundered their name. I really like them. Or or the spiders. The from Hunter x Hunter. They're one of the coolest villain groups.
You could say these villain groups, especially when they get their own arcs, this might be at the top of the tier list for me because I think like it's a great way to humanize your villains and make them more sympathetic.
They tend to have their own arcs and stories, and it's super interesting. And they have their own
Force and Dragon Ball.
They have their own dynamics, and it's just like super cool.
It's awesome.
And they tend to have really cool fits sometimes.
Yeah, they do. I don't think it's top. I don't think.
No, I would say
war arcs maybe not. Yeah. And tournament arcs, I think they're better than tournament arcs. I think.
Okay, I guess.
No, you think so?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I see what you mean. The main trio.
I like this, but it's.
Yeah. I think it's.
I like this. It's like it's a way to have like main characters that that they're important, and they usually have different dynamics from each other.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with this at all.
Just put it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
But they tend to have no females, little to no females.
If it is, it's 2 to 1. Yeah,
I never seen 2 females in one main, because usually when you see when you see more females in a main character, it's considered a harem.
I mean, you are right. You're not wrong. But
Soul Eater has a cool one. Maka is the main character in that trio, so sometimes they're done well. But it's just usually you never see that many females in trios, so I really don't have that many problems with it. Because they have cool characters.
Yeah. Bad guys turning good.
I'm looking at Yuzuko.
Yeah.
Even though it's not an anime, but like.
Yeah.
Or Dr. Stone happens like a bunch of times.
Dr. Stone happens so many times
that it makes me annoyed. The biggest one is Piccolo and Vegeta, obviously.
Yeah, Piccolo, Vegeta. I have here Piccolo, Vegeta, and Boo from Dragon Ball because they're the big ones. When the good guy beats you so senseless that you have to turn good.
Have you seen like games when you have to beat a bad guy, but when you actually use him, he's like useless?
Yeah, and he's like completely useless.
That doesn't happen in stories too.
Oh god,
he's like super powerful, and then he joins your side, and apparently he sucks.
Yeah, I do see the problems with it, but also I think it's awesome. Yeah, I think it's a great way to.
When it has cool moments, it's really cool.
Dr. Stone is the worst. Like the way we're ragging on Dr. Stone makes it feel. We love Dr. Stone.
The coolest one was Tsukasa when that happened in the.
But Hyoga made me hype. Like when he broke out and he started attacking in the Treasure Island arc, I was like, let's go. But then afterwards, I was like, oh, he's gonna be a meddler. But no. He should have been like what Frieza is in Dragon Ball. Now.
After Hyoga just started happening over and over again.
Yeah, and it got annoying. Yeah. Great. Awesome majority of the time. Above frenemies.
Yeah.
And the last one, the power of friendship.
The power of friendship.
And as you can see, you have a meme that's like Luffy eating for power, and it's like Naruto like doing signs for power, and Goku screaming for power, and then it says the power of friendship.
Yeah,
and it's Bleach.
I don't see this happen that many times, but the one I always hear the most is Fairy Tail, and when I hear
it's Fairy Tail. Sorry.
Yeah, when it's I see. I never experienced it personally. I might have seen it like once and I glossed over it, but every time I hear the power of friendship, it's just so boring.
Yeah,
and it's like it's really pathetic, especially when you build up your villains like this and they get defeated by something so stupid. That's friendship.
Yeah.
I don't like this. Please stop doing it. I've never seen it used well.
Bottom.
If I have seen it.
Yeah, stop doing it.
Yeah.
Stop.
I'd rather see some fan service
Stop
than
doing it.
that.
Yeah. Stop.
Please.
Please don't.
Well, this is fun.
Yeah, this was fun. We're obviously going to do a whole bunch of tier lists like this, but I think this one's great. I don't see any like that I would change or that I would move.
Maybe as we read more, we'll get more examples and it'll change our mind. But for the most part, I feel pretty strongly about this.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys had a blast just like we did. Make sure you subscribe, look at our Anchor, our Spotify, follow us on Instagram, all of this stuff to stay up to date with the Manga Monday show and Shonen Junk.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Till next time.
Next time.